Hi, welcome back. Right, I'll start off by saying it's been over a month since I did the last episode of anything. I haven't done any reactions for a month for a number of reasons. One being that it's really warm. It's too hot in this room, and it still is. I've been waiting and waiting and waiting for some cooler weather, but it's not going to happen. I was just praying for a miracle, really. I'll get going more when the temperature drops somewhat. Yeah, that'll be soon. This is England, so it's not exactly tropical weather, but the summer in this room, particularly with my computer on, is too hot. Anyway, yeah, so the last episode of Anne with an E. Okay, so it ended with, I'm going to forget stuff, by the way. Forgive me, I will. I'll forget names and stuff because it's been so long, but it ended with, and things that have happened and stuff. Let me get this sentence out. It ended with Anne signing the family Bible, which I guess is just, whether it's official or not, I don't know. I got the impression it kind of is official. Like, there is no official process because, like, they kind of got Anne. They kind of unofficially, I guess, adopted Anne, like, on a trial basis, I guess. But it wasn't meant to be a trial basis, was it? I don't know what's official and what's not, really. I don't think anything is back then, probably. That's probably the situation. I mean, it feels like it should be further back in time for that to be the case. It feels like there does need to be some documentation, but there hasn't been. So maybe it's something to do with the orphanage, which is also nicknamed the asylum. Maybe that place isn't necessarily playing by the book, or maybe it's not official there, or maybe it's not an official orphanage, but I'm sure it probably is if everyone knows about it. Yeah, so the signing of the Bible, I think it's probably unofficial, really, but it's like a unspoken law, I guess, kind of thing. Maybe, I don't know. I don't mean it that way, really. Yeah, it's just a gesture, really, I think. So I don't think there is going to be anything official because, like I said, there wasn't any exchange of paperwork. There wasn't really, from what we've seen so far, any kind of process, really. They got mixed up, actually, didn't they? And gave, well, supposedly, I think that's probably deliberate, gave them a girl, Anne, rather than a boy that they wanted, but now they got that French kid. Yeah, anyway, look, I don't know. But that's how it ended. It was really sweet. And Marilla finally kind of broke a little bit and kind of let Anne in a little bit in that scene when Anne ran away, when the local kids were kind of bullying her, and Marilla went after her, and they sat together, and it ended with Anne basically kind of leaning her head on Marilla, and Marilla was kind of, yeah, I'm not going to say being affectionate with Anne, but it was getting to that point, I think. Yeah, so episode number 3, it's called, But What Is So Headstrong as Youth? Oh, okay. So we're going to get an episode of Anne being headstrong, I guess. We've already had that, haven't we? We've really had that. She's super headstrong. Okay. The thumbnail's kind of spoiling that a little bit, I think. I can't see it very well. It's very small, but it looks like a classroom setting. So she probably starts school. Okay, I'm not going to read the description. We're just going to get on with it. Yeah, looking forward to it. Anne with an E, episode number 3. But What Is So Headstrong as Youth? Upbeat music for once. It ended quite, well, really upbeat, didn't it, last episode? Yeah, starting school, okay. I saw the thumbnail, by the way. If you skip the intro, I saw the thumbnail. It looked like a classroom. Oh no, I'm just thinking she looks so excited with the music stuff. And I don't think it's going to go well. Oh no. I should be really happy for her, and I am, but you just know.
I'm sure everything will be fine.
I'm not so sure.
I don't have much experience with school. I'm a few years behind. But that's no reason.
I suspect she's a few years ahead, actually.
The only place I can go from here, academically speaking, is up. I expect it will be difficult to find a toehold, since they've probably all known each other forever. Going to school is my lifelong dream.
You're as smart as Dickens.
Oh, I'm not so worried about my brain. I believe it to be in fairly good working order. That's not really my concern. Do you want to know what my big concern is? My overriding concern? Awful red hair.
Oh,
this
no.
horrible, hideous, horrible red hair.
Still on that, is she?
It's the bane of my existence.
Jesus.
Shirley Cuthbert, I suggest you find a worthier overriding concern.
Like me better if I was pretty.
Fiddlesticks.
Oh, man. Has she just been told that, like, over and over by the previous family? Like, you tell someone something enough, they'll believe it eventually, right?
First thing we climb a tree.
No. No. Well, she has her friend, but I think I said in the last episode, right, that I'm not sure her friend's gonna be her friend. It sounds horrible because she seems such a nice girl, but you know what peer pressure's like, and if the others don't like Anne. I wonder how long the walk is to school. We always hear about when your parents said.
I'm ever so pleased to make your acquaintances. Greetings.
And they talked about their commute to school. It was all uphill, miles, always in the snow, in the wind.
And I've traveled a fair deal. Gives one a worldly perspective.
They're just setting us up for a big fall here, aren't they? I can feel it.
Words cannot express how thrilling it is to make your acquaintance.
How are they going to respond to the flowers in the hat? I love it, but... Oh no. They're boisterous. I was expecting them to be super obedient.
I'm sure it won't be long until my parents accept you, now that you're Cuthbert and all. Welcome to the first day of school. Come on,
Right.
I'll show you everything you need to know.
So I guess it is official then that she signed the family Bible. Words got around.
This is Anne.
Hello, Anne.
Hello.
Nice to meet you.
Okay.
It is a scrumptious pleasure to make your acquaintances.
I got
and
this
I
wrong?
shall do my utmost to prove myself worthy of your friendship.
Uh-oh.
Anne loves to read, and she knows ever so many big words.
Does she use them all
That'll go
in
down
every
well.
sentence?
Yeah, actually she
I like
does.
to read too.
No, you don't.
No.
No, I don't. Why did they make you wear that old lady dress? It's just nice to have something new. If you're an orphan, I suppose. I
here we
wouldn't
go.
be caught dead in it.
Anne isn't an orphan anymore. She's
Yeah.
been adopted.
I'm still an orphan, Diana. You're ridiculous.
Hey, look! It's a talking dog.
Oh, they're treating her like a stray.
Have you ever been to a real school, or did they just send you to special orphan school?
Wherever she went, it was a better education than what you have, girl. Self-education, I suspect. Okay, well, I'm really pleased that her actual friends, you know, not being influenced by these girls. I don't know her name yet, I'm sorry.
The Progressive Mother Sewing Circle. You might have heard of us. We've been meeting twice a month for over 2 years.
Or do they want her to join?
We're not a charity. We're an organization. Mothers who gather to discuss the education of our young
Because she's now a
girls.
We
mother.
also do needlepoint.
And tea is served, of course.
That sounds stimulating.
I don't think it's Marilla's scene.
Oh.
How shocked was she?
We're meeting at the Andrews home this afternoon. Will you come?
Everybody shows what they brought for lunch, and then we divide it equally. Anyone who
This is
doesn't
a lot
share
to
is
take in.
considered awful mean. I hope you brought enough for everyone, since it won't do
Oh, they're making fun. I didn't expect it to be the boys, honestly.
Hello. All right, take your seats.
Smartly dressed, those little kids.
Long division?
Oh,
easy, right?
she's more of a wordsmith than a math
Come on.
girl, I guess.
That's Prissy Andrews and the teacher, Mr. Phillips.
They
Ooh.
married?
Of course not. She's a student, and he's old.
They must be making a baby.
What?
A lot of husbands have a pet mouse.
Pet mouse?
Oh, a bit on the
That's what
side.
I've been told anyways. So I expect Mr. Phillips has one too in his front pants pocket. I expect Prissy Andrews has made its acquaintance. And Mrs.
Huh?
Hammond, she said she always had twins after she pet Mr. Hammond's mouse.
Oh my god, okay. I thought it was a metaphor. For a second I was like, this got to be a metaphor, and then I was like, is she literal? Should be literal? Okay. Oh my god. Oh, she's like super, was that hers? Super young. Same age as Anne, like 13, 14. Oh, it's about her and the teacher.
Please be sure to spell Anne with an E.
Did I call on you?
You just asked me a question?
Did I call on you?
No?
Then sit down.
Can't say I quite know what I got myself into, but there's no harm in learning something new.
She has some sort of social anxiety, right? I think so. I thought it was just with Anne, but it's with everyone, because she was like that with the French boy when she was giving him food, and now she's super anxious about this meet-up thing.
You don't really think she touched it, do you? His pet mouse?
Right, they know it's a metaphor and she doesn't. That's weird.
In my experience with Mrs. Hammond and her drunken husband.
Drunken husband?
Oh my. She knew he was going to make her pet his mouse. And did she? I believe she had to.
Wait.
Oh my.
She does know it's a metaphor, does she?
I'll confess that I was relieved when Mr. Hammond dropped dead. I didn't miss the sting of his belt one bit. Come on, girls, before we all become tarnished.
What? You asked for it. I mean, they wanted that kind of gossip, didn't they? I mean, about the teacher. But...
Diana.
Oh, here we go. Gonna make a choice.
Let me go see if there's anything to be done.
This might be the last time Anna has a friend.
With feminism.
Feminism. What an incredible word. Very intriguing. And you're educating her. Is she quite bright?
Oh, well, Anne's
could say that.
inquisitive, that's for sure and certain. She loves to read.
She gonna She gonna, yeah. Oh no. Okay.
I'm sure the girls will come around to liking you real soon. Maybe talk a bit less.
Oh, she's already trying to change her.
No mice.
Did she say no mice? Did she say? I think so. Wait, when she was getting bullied that time, that was with a mouse, wasn't it? So am I right in thinking that may have been the future rather than... I thought I'd recognise... I thought Diane was the main bully girl in that group, but maybe not. I'm not very good with facial recognition. But then it showed the old orphanage, right? And it triggered that memory, so it must be a memory rather than in the future. Interesting that was a mouse, though.
I'm mystified by you. Shocked and mystified. Marilla Cuthbert's suffragette.
Oh, for heaven's sake. Still a bit surprised about the mother part myself.
Well, don't ask me for my advice. I've only had 10 children.
10? What? Okay.
Tell me everything. I mean it. Don't leave out a single detail.
If you're so curious, you should consider attending.
Yeah.
Why on earth
She
would
just
I
wants to
join a group
gossip. She just wants to
of
show
young
up.
mothers? Matthew, did you condone this little adventure?
I just come in for tea.
So you were just fine and dandy with Marilla traipsing off.
Don't put him in the middle.
Well,
He's not the type to stop her.
Take her outside with me.
Not that he
I'd
wants
like to
to.
hear what he makes of all this modern thinking.
I reckon every new idea was modern once, until it wasn't.
Well. Well.
You know, there's a difference between having an opinion about something and pronouncing judgment. I'm not sorry I went to that meeting.
Kindred spirits forever. How do you do it? What's your secret?
Looking for some
How's your
tips.
first day at school?
I think it went really, really well. Very well indeed. I'm just so happy to be there. I'll just put my things away and then I'll be right back down to help you with supper.
Keep me posted about the next meeting.
Oh?
If you like.
Hmm?
I'd be happy to offer my opinion.
No, I'm sure.
doubt you will.
Judgment.
You're my friend. Right, Belle? You'll always be my friend, won't you?
You will if you keep feeding it carrots.
I'm so flattered. You should
Okay.
eavesdrop, Jerry.
To be fair, he didn't make his presence known until a little bit too late there.
Anne of Green Gables. You
That
and
one of
me?
the schoolboys.
We're gonna talk.
Sure, I didn't mean to be nasty.
Oh, the
Is that why she was crying all night?
one who was with the teacher.
My parents say that's slander. Dog. Hey, Billy. How's it going?
Oh, is he going to step in and protect her?
Hey, Gilbert. So you guys playing a game or something? Right.
Hardly.
It's fun, but we should probably get to school, eh?
Yeah, he's protecting her. Okay.
I was just about to get going.
Did we see him in
there.
at the beginning? I don't know. I think he's just come back from somewhere, right?
You're welcome.
I guess not.
Who are you? Hey, who are you?
He's taking an interest in her. Okay. Something positive at least.
Here, allow me.
Like his socks. Pulled up to his knees almost.
I don't care where she's from. A cute girl is a cute girl.
Okay. Well, at least he seems super popular, so if he takes her
I
side,
don't know
then...
what you think you were doing walking with Gilbert Blythe. You can't even look at him. Well, see for yourself. Ruby has liked him for 3 years. She has dibs.
Oh, fuck off. Doesn't like her. Deal with it.
Don't let it happen again. I won't. I promise. I'll have nothing to do with him.
Oh, man. Oh, she's going to end up... Diane's going to end up taking their side, isn't she? Unwillingly.
I'll try to smooth things over.
Mrs.
Oh, is this someone from the
nice to
group?
see you. Please call me Marilla.
Oh, don't tell me they've cut her.
Miss Cuthbert, we feel that our group isn't the right fit for you. You've got your hands full.
All my attention.
Also, we urge you to consider homeschooling. That would be best for all concerned.
Wait, is this about the
concerned.
rumour?
Good day to you.
Has it got through to the parents? What Anne saw? Is that what it is?
They don't want her back in school.
We'll know soon enough.
That teacher, man. That fucking pervert.
They don't want you back.
Leave me be, Matthew.
Oh. Oh, he's just gonna pick on her now, isn't he?
Open your readers to page 32. Diana Barry, stand and begin.
Or was he gonna pick on her because she's buddying up to Anne?
New girl, up.
She'll read it better than he ever could. She'll perform it.
Laboring far from home to cheer him through his dangerous
He's gonna be
life,
impressed
and
by
none
this.
to aid him. The lonely fisher thus must ever perish.
She's good.
Yeah.
Invested.
Invested, somewhat.
Merciful Lord.
I mean, that's what you want from your students, isn't it? A bit of passion. Something else you're gonna have to learn.
Oh, sacred truth, thy triumph ceased a while.
Oh, that's much better.
Lunch is in an hour.
Well, I best get it done, before I forget again.
Oh, come down. Hello?
Is he gonna do something else here? Is he gonna go and speak to the mothers, maybe? That was a bit weird. He needs his horse though, doesn't he? Probably not.
Hey.
Oh, is she gonna blank him now because they're watching? She did anyway. She blanked him anyway.
I beg your pardon?
Yeah.
You need to walk away right now. I'm not supposed to talk to you.
Okay. At least she's told him. Not everything, but he'll probably work it out. Yeah, so, okay. I was in walking distance, was it? Okay. Oh, this ain't gonna go well.
Well, as I live and breathe.
Rachel.
Matthew Cuthbert, what are you doing here?
What does he want Rachel to do? Does he want to talk it over or?
I thought we ought to know. And Rachel's reliable in the knowing department.
Dear Lord, that child will put me in the grave.
A girl of her tender age, she ought to know such things.
So I guess Matthew found out what happened.
Good afternoon, Mrs. Andrews.
You didn't do Avonlea any favors bringing that trollop into our midst.
I beg your pardon?
I think you heard me plain.
That child has endured more than any of us can know or imagine. It's a shame progressive parenting doesn't seem to include compassion. But perhaps you'll muster some up in church on Sunday. Good day.
I mean, this is going to forget that or ignore that what she saw was the truth and that this teacher's a pervert and...
I bet she does very well at school.
Well, she does, but she doesn't get the credit for it. Is he going to help her with long division? Is that what they're doing?
Carrots.
I'm not talking to you!
What was that?
You just did.
Oh, was he... Hmm? What? He was just trying to get her to talk to him, but...
Get up here now! Is this what they taught you in that orphanage? Unacceptable! Let this serve as a lesson to you that we do not tolerate such displays of temper.
It was my fault. Sir,
Okay.
I teased her.
Quiet, Blythe.
So he was just trying to get her to talk to him, but that was a weird thing to do, right?
30 minus 6 divided by 3 equals...
8? A long time since I went to school, I think so. Oh. Uh-oh.
Where do you think you're going?
She disassociating again?
Get back here.
I guess. I don't know where she's going, they're just walking out. Okay.
Shirley!
I mean, she can't hide from everyone forever, can she? But I'm thinking that homeschooling, like, she could do it herself, she could educate herself, she already has, it seems like. Just buy her some books. but it's not healthy really to hide, is it? So that's why she'd be doing it.
I know.
That's
I know
interesting.
just
She ran to Marilla.
You've been judged harshly.
I am never going back to school. Never.
She kind of just ignored Matthew there, didn't she? Okay. Okay, well, I predicted it. It was probably obvious, right? But that was a weird thing that he did there, that kid who kind of likes her. I thought I had his name. Oh, fuck, I forgot. I get it. I want to see what she said. I missed something. I guess, they, like I said, they just found out what Anne had said. It was when Matthew went, just after Matthew went to visit Rachel. And then it cut to Matthew at, sorry, I'm looking for it. It cut to Matthew back at the house with Marilla. I missed something. I talked over something that the initial part of that conversation. Yeah, so it's what I thought it was, really. I thought I missed something huge, but really, obviously, Matthew went to Rachel because she's the goss of the town, let's call it. So she told him what had happened, what Anne had said, and I guess they only really... No, because the mother of that girl said that she'd sullied her reputation, kind of thing, her daughter's reputation. So so Rachel also found out about what Anne had seen with the teacher, I guess. But really, the preoccupation here between Matthew and Marilla, just after he'd gone to visit Rachel, seems to be what she said after that. And that was the problem, really, wasn't it? It wasn't the mother's problem of Priscilla, is it? Her problem was her daughter's reputation had been sullied by Anne, so she saw. But what shocked everyone in the little lunch, or was it lunch? I think it was lunch they had at the school, was the fact that Anne started to describe what she lived through with her former family owners. Really, she was like a slave. So and that seems to be. Matthew was like, well, yeah. This is awful that a kid like that has gone through this. But Marilla hadn't seen it that way, and he seemed to convince Marilla, or rather make Marilla realise that she's just a kid and she says those things because she went through those things, and she, as a kid, she shouldn't have gone through those things. And Marilla was more kind of upset initially in this conversation between her and her brother Matthew. She was more upset initially that she was worried that Anne had said those things, but of course, I guess, like I said, Matthew made her realise that she said those things because she's lived through those things, and a little girl like that shouldn't have lived through those things. It's a bit weird, that, because you think Marilla would understand that, but she didn't seem to until Matthew said, look, she's still a kid, and that shouldn't have happened to her, kind of thing. And Marilla then suddenly, it seemed to hit her that, oh yeah, you're right. If I got that right, I think so. Seems that way. It's a little bit odd the way that went down, because like I said, I would have thought Marilla would already have realised that, instantly would have realised that Anne should never have gone through those things, But yeah, it took Matthew to tell her that, really, for her to realise, it seems like. So then she stormed out and went to the daughter, the mother of the Priscilla, whatever her name is. Was that the house they were at that group with? Maybe. I don't know. There's so many new characters and faces. I'm useless with names and faces, by the way. I'm awful. So, yeah. Anyway. So she, went to speak to her and tried to make her see sense, but she apologised for what Anne said. Really trying to keep the peace, I think. But it's not clear to me. It's clear to me that the mother knows that Anne kind of was telling everyone about the teacher and that they were together. It's not that clear to me. Well, it is. Marilla doesn't seem to... They haven't really mentioned that specific part of it. It was really what Anne was saying afterwards, it seems like, between Matthew and probably Rachel as well. Matthew, Rachel and Marilla. What Rachel told Matthew, what Matthew told Marilla, what Marilla and Matthew discussed seemed to be about what Anne's got. That would... Of course, that would be what she's gone through, but of course, that would be their main worry, of course. But really, there should be a... Well, should be a worry that this teacher is some sort of paedophile and that he's having a relationship with one of the students who's probably Anne's age because they're in the same class, I guess 13, 14, something like that. I still don't know what age she actually is. But even so, she's clearly not of age. So that should be actually, they should be trying to protect Priscilla, really, if that's her name, the girl. But I guess Priscilla's mother obviously doesn't believe it. And that's what's not clear to me. Do they believe it, or do they think Anne's made that up? They, as in Marilla and Matthew, do they believe it? Because, like I said, really their main concern is what Anne's gone through. Or at first it wasn't with Marilla until Matthew kind of opened her eyes to that, and then suddenly she was. So the fact that don't seem at all concerned, because she apologised, right, about what Anne said to sully her daughter's reputation, Priscilla's reputation. So I guess they think she made that up, I guess. But they have Diana to, well, Anne has Diana to back her up, but has Diana not said that? I guess not, because she saw it too, right? So, yeah, I don't know. I guess Diana doesn't want to come forward and say she saw it too, or did she join that little group? I think she did. I think she was like, yeah, we saw, right, or something. I fucking can't remember now. I can't remember. So it's a bit confusing to me as to why no one seems to be concerned about Priscilla, I guess, if that's her name, the student, that the teacher, no one seems to be concerned that the teacher's seemingly having a relationship with her. Really, Diana didn't really say she saw it too. She just told the other girls, I guess, that Anne had seen it, I guess. Why she didn't say she also saw it, I don't know. Maybe, like I said, she's worried and she knows what will happen if she gets involved, and really, she kind of put Anne in it in that case if she didn't want to kind of come forward and say she saw it too, because I guess she was scared. So she kind of put it all on Anne, that Anne had seen it and she hadn't, I guess. Okay.
I wasn't too sure about it, though, so I thought maybe you could tell them.
Right, so then she said, Diana said, I wasn't too sure about it, though, so I thought maybe you could tell them. Was she saying she wasn't so sure about what she saw? I don't think so. I think she's really saying I wasn't so sure about what you were talking about, Anne. So maybe you should tell them again, putting it on Anne. Really, that, you know, she knows everything. She could have told them everything, but she's kind of, she wants them to know. She wants to have this, like, a little gossip conversation, but she doesn't want to be the one to get in trouble for it. And she's kind of getting Anne in trouble for it, really. Diana, I'm talking about. Yeah, okay.
You don't really think she touched it, do you? His pet mouse?
She said, I didn't know what to make of it. There were times when it seemed like fun because she could hear what was going on, and times like when it sounded like he was murdering her. So obviously they were at it, and I get it now, I think. So that she was like being innocent here. She actually thinks it's about a mouse, and it doesn't add up that to me because she's super clever. She's intelligent. I mean, I guess she's never witnessed intimacy, like real intimacy. Yeah, maybe that's it. She's never seen it before, so she doesn't realise. But these other girls obviously know. And that's why it suddenly turned sour, because it was getting graphic. But she was talking literally, I think, Anne. And they knew what was going. They knew what that meant, that they were at it. And to them, it sounded like she was getting graphic. But actually, this was innocent, I think, with Anne. That's what surprises me. If Anne wasn't so intelligent, I'd totally have got that. I mean, I kind of did. I thought that, and then I changed my mind. But it doesn't really add up that to me, because Anne is so intelligent. I mean, all right, maybe she hasn't witnessed that before, intimacy, and I guess you only know what you know. But if you've never been exposed to that, if you've never had friends like to discuss these things like they're doing now, although they were disgusted by that because she was getting so like into it, Anne, wasn't she? She was really, really describing it. And I guess that shocked them. But yeah, okay. Well, I still think with all the book reading she's done, she understands metaphors. I'm just not sure. She could work out that wasn't a pet. She'd know what was going on, surely, even without the, like, having witnessed it firsthand or having friends to talk about that kind of thing. I don't know. Am I being a bit critical here about it? Here, I think so. I think I am. I think she would know because she's so intelligent. But anyway, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Okay. This was kind of a bit of a strange episode, this one. I liked it. I didn't like it as much as the first two, just because it was predictable, I think. Well, actually, Diana wasn't predictable. I thought Diana would very quickly take the side, under peer pressure, take the side of the bullies. I say take the side of them, just not, stand up and say anything. I thought she was just going to kind of take the easy road and take the easy life at the school and kind of not side with the bullies, but, not side with Anne, let's say. But she did. She was very open about being friends with Anne. And there was a moment, wasn't there, where the final time, I think she said, look, I'll try and smooth it over. But I feel like she should have, done it there and then kind of thing. And she didn't. And yeah, I don't know. I think it's going that way. I think she's going to succumb to the peer pressure, Diana, and probably maybe get a bit bullied herself and kind of, just succumb to it, and realize, I guess, that she's going to have an easier life if she doesn't take Anne's side, or be seen with Anne. That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking it's going to get to that point. Yeah. But what, that kid, I've forgotten his name, like I said, but the new kid who's just come back from somewhere, that was his first day, right? He seems very popular, and which is a good thing. Well, good and bad. It's good that he's popular with the guys because they're probably not going to bully Anne now because he likes her. That's a good thing that he's popular with the guys, but it's a bad thing, obviously, that he's popular with the girls because, the girls are going to, hate Anne for that because obviously one of them, who was crying over it, she obviously likes him, and they're going to take her side, aren't they? And they're going to hate Anne. If she hates Anne, they're going to hate Anne, I guess. They're like a close-knit group of bullies. I mean, it's kind of hard to call little girls like bullies, but we know what it's like at school at that age. So Anne's going to have a tough time with the girls. She's probably going to have an easier time with the guys now, although they were really the ones that were bullying her the most, weren't they? Especially that one in the forest. And what he was planning to do there, he was kind of threatening her. I mean, that was the brother, right? So that was why, because what Anne had said about that's what I can't understand as well. Surely, like, maybe you think she's making up, or I don't know. Does he know? Does the mother know, even Priscilla's mother? Like, is it because maybe, I'm trying to think of back then, is it because maybe you don't say stuff like that about the teacher, and especially a man, back then? Is that why? Do they know, and that they don't want it revealed? Because everyone would take the teacher's side probably, and because I guess he has a reputation, because he's a teacher, maybe. It's like a prestigious position. And because he's a man as well, maybe. But has Priscilla got a father? Because surely he'd be angry about that. I don't know. I don't think they do know, but I don't understand why the mother or the brother didn't want to know if this was the truth or not. That's what I can't understand. Have they heard about Anne's reputation of being a bit of a fibber, maybe? Or a bit, she elaborates and stuff? Maybe. Probably not, though. So really, they should be concerned about what Anne said, but there seems to be no concern. That's another thing. That's why it's a bit weird, this episode, because it was like, I can't quite yet understand what that was about, really. Why they didn't look into that more, and maybe we're going to get that in the future, and maybe this is an initial reaction that they're angry, because they just assume she's made it up, and there's no way Priscilla would do something like that. Not that there's any blame on Priscilla at all. It's all the teacher, of course, but the way they'd see it, like she said, sullied her reputation. It's really the teacher's reputation she's sullied, but rightly so. He's a pervert. So that's what I'm a bit confused about as well, really. Okay. We're going to find out more, I think. I think there's a possibility they might know, and like I've said, for that reason, they don't want to kick up a fuss. But I think it's more likely that they do know. Did I say don't? That they do know. But I think it's more likely probably that they don't know and they just don't believe it. But again, there would be concern there. But maybe this kind of thing was super common, but I don't think so. It probably was. It probably was, horrifically. But at the same time, the other kids, when she was telling them what she'd seen, they weren't concerned either. They were just like, it was gossip to them and they were giggling and it was fun. So really, well, the fact that they were super excited about it, seemingly, about this gossip, probably means it's not that common. It wasn't that common, or maybe it probably was that common, but for it to come out like that, for someone to talk about it like that, wasn't common, and that's why they were super kind of into it. Sounds awful to say it, doesn't it? Because it's straight up paedophilia, isn't it? It is. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I'm a bit confused about that. I'm a bit confused about why no one seemed concerned about, for Priscilla. But yeah, we'll find out. We'll find out. Yeah. Anyway, pretty good. It wasn't as good as the first two, I don't think. But maybe it's because so many new faces, so much happening, so many new names and stuff to try and remember. And I couldn't remember. It's been like over a month, and I couldn't remember some of the names anyway. Diana was one of them, and yeah. Jerry, the French kid, I think that's his name. Yeah, so it was a little bit confusing this episode for me for all those reasons. So maybe that's why I'm kind of thinking, it wasn't quite as good as the first two. But we'll see. I did think it was a little bit predictable, but like I said, the only thing that wasn't predictable was Diana. I really thought, like I said, she was she wasn't going to take Anne's side at all, and she wasn't going to want to be seen with Anne. And yeah, maybe we'll see that in the future, in future episodes. Anyway, look, I've talked. And yeah, hopefully it was an okay reaction. I don't think that was a very good reaction, but hopefully it was okay. And hopefully you still want to join me for the next episode's reaction, episode number 4. Hopefully you'll join me for it. See you then. See ya. Bye.